Hey, Nash, what should we make?
Let's make something that tastes like Friday but behaves like Tuesday.
All right, let's make healthy-ish cheesesteak bowls. Welcome back to Chaos Kitchen, where healthy food is still trying to earn its spot on the menu. Today, we're gonna see if we can take a cheesesteak and turn it into a slightly healthier version in bowl form. So we're gonna attempt to make a healthy-ish cheesesteak bowl. I have some ideas, I think it'll be good, but there's only one way to find out. So without further ado, let's go. So we're gonna start with some potatoes. I got these baby Dutch yellow. They're like little Yukon Golds. This isn't gonna be exactly like a cheesesteak, but we're gonna get all the flavors and all the elements of the cheesesteak, but we're just gonna make it a little healthier with some extra veggies and so for the starch element, since we're making it into a bowl instead of a sandwich, we're gonna use potatoes instead of bread or rice or something. But if you wanted to do rice or something like that, you could absolutely do that. So I got all my guys here, and then I'm just gonna cut these guys into like bite-sized pieces. So for most of these smaller guys, I'm just gonna quarter them. For some of the bigger ones, I'll do like a quarter and then cut those in half. So something like that. So just get all your potatoes cut into like bite-sized pieces. You wanna preheat your oven to 400. And then to these guys, we're gonna add a little bit of oil. I'm using avocado. Let me give those a little bit of a toss. Make sure and spill some so they jump right out of the bowl onto the floor. Then we're gonna hit these guys with some kosher salt, some black pepper, some powder of the garlic, a little bit of that smoked paprika. Give them another toss. Contain yourselves, potatoes, until they're all nice and seasoned up. We set those aside. Then we get out a sheet pan with or without parchment or one of these cool little sill mat thingy, whatever they're called, silicone mat. Dump all our guys on there. Spread them out, give them some room. Then we're gonna roast these at 400 for about 30 to 35 minutes. And here's our potatoes all nice and roasted. So now we're gonna set these aside. So then we wanna get out our steak. So here's a steak that I had in the freezer for about a half an hour because we wanna make nice thin slices. So you don't want it frozen solid, but freezing it a little bit helps you get nice, clean, thin slices. So just slice this guy up nice and thin. We tried the mandolin thing. I think it kind of worked. It didn't work that great, but maybe I messed it up. I don't know. And I'm gonna take this big old pile of meat. I'm just gonna run the knife through it to turn it into sort of bite-sized pieces since we're putting this into a bowl. If it was for a cheesesteak sandwich, I would just leave it, but there we go. And our meat is done. Then go ahead and clean the botulism off your hands and your knife. Then we wanna slice up one onion. We wanna thin slice this guy. Then we wanna thin slice one bell pepper as well. Use whatever veggies you like. I feel like onions and peppers and mushrooms are kind of standard. Well, not super standard. Or hey, if you're a cheesesteak purist and you don't believe vegetables belong on a cheesesteak, then don't do any vegetables. You do you, boo. So just get this nice and thin slice. Use any color you want. Personally, I'm not a fan of green. So if I'm ever using bell pepper, it's probably gonna be red, yellow, or orange. And fun fact, they're the same pepper at different points of ripeness. And then I'm gonna use some cremini mushrooms too, but these are already sliced, so I don't have to slice them. Save yourself some time. Then I'm gonna make a little bit of a healthy-ish sort of a horseradish sauce. So we'll start with some sort of a container. For healthy sauces, you know, Greek yogurt's the way to go. So I'm gonna do probably about 3 parts Greek yogurt here to 1 part mayonnaise. And that way, you're getting the health benefits from the Greek yogurt, but the mayonnaise just kind of cuts that flavor a little bit if you're not the biggest fan of Greek yogurt, or if you just like mayo, but you're trying to use less of it, I don't know. Then I'm gonna put some garlic in there. I'm using garlic because I'm feeling lazy, but use whatever you want. You do you, boo. And then I'm gonna put a whole bunch of horseradish in here. Pinch of salt, a little bit of pepper, get that all mixed up. I'm also gonna do a little bit of dried parsley, because why not? Why not fresh, Tim? I already told you I'm feeling lazy, so I don't wanna do fresh. Get that all mixed up, and there's your tastes good. Nice little horseradish sauce. And then I'm gonna attempt to dump it in here so it's pourable. Let's see if this even works. It requires concentration, so it plops without making a mess. It's just the plop, plop, plop. Oh, now we made a mess. Oh well. All right, not bad. There's our squeezable horseradish sauce. Yeehaw. All right, then to a hot pan on medium heat, throw in some butter, let that melt. Then we go ahead and throw in our onions and peppers, as well as our mushrooms. And just kind of get those sort of stirred around, get them all coated in oil, or sorry, butter, I guess. You could use oil just as easily, it doesn't really matter. We're just gonna cook these and caramelize them until they kind of cook down to a fraction of their former self. A mere fraction of their former selves.
Seriously, what's wrong with you?
Dude, I don't know. Having issues, apparently. Make sure and fling your mushrooms right out of the pan, because that's the way to do it, you know? It's the mark of good cooked mushrooms, is when they're all over your kitchen. And once your veggies are starting to cook, I'm gonna hit them with a good pinch of kosher salt, and that should help them sweat and reduce a little bit quicker, and, you know, obviously season them. So just get these cooking. You know, a sliced mushroom kind of looks like the Tesla symbol. I broke them all up. You think that's on purpose? It's like a mushroom mobile. Yeah, see, it's like a half a Tesla. Like, yeah, there we go. There's a little Tesla. Like, it's missing a side, but there's a little Tesla. Anyways, random observations with Tim. Keep in mind, all vegetables, but especially mushrooms, they have a lot of moisture in them. So as you cook them down, you want to keep the heat fairly high, because they're going to release a bunch of moisture, and then you want to cook it until all that moisture's gone, or most of the moisture's gone. So you can see here, they released quite a bit of moisture. A lot of it's already gone, so we're just going to cook these for a little bit longer. Then once your moisture's gone, your veggies have softened nicely. You have quite a bit of shrinkage.
Speak for yourself, bro.
And you have some nice color, some nice flavor, quite a bit of caramelization there. Then we can go ahead and pull all these guys, put them in something else, but keep them close by, because we're gonna bring them back shortly. That is freaking hot. Then we can crank our pan up to high heat, put a little bit of neutral oil. Then we can add all of our beef. Make sure and throw some beef on your stove, because raw beef on your stove is cool. I'm not worried about botulism or whatever you get from raw beef. Is it botulism? I think it's botulism. Just go ahead and get it kind of spread out if you can. It's gonna do it on its own as it cooks, but yours is kind of all stuck together like mine. You just kind of wanna get it all spread out. You got your lettuce for salmonella, or your veggies for salmonella. You got your pork for trichinosis, and beef for botulism. And we just wanna cook this kind of hot and fast. It should cook pretty quickly because it's nice and thin. And then if you want to piss off the guy from Pat's, you can get a metal spatula and just chop it up and make a bunch of noise.
For Pat steaks, we use real ribeye meat. We don't chop it up. We don't do all that stuff that people do to make it look like there's more meat in a sandwich.
And we want to season our beef as it cooks. So I'm going to give it a pinch of kosher salt, a little bit of pepper. And you know what? Use whatever seasonings you like. I'm just using whatever I like. A little bit of garlic powder, maybe a little smoked paprika. We're getting there. And once your beef's pretty much cooked, I'm gonna put some of this aside for Nash. Before we put the onions on there, I'm gonna reduce my heat, and we're gonna dump all our veggies back in there, and then just get this all mixed up. Ow, that's hot.
You have issues.
And then for the magic, we take some provolone cheese, but if you wanted to use Cheese Whiz, go for it. And we melt some cheese on there. Look at that, perfect. I had the perfect amount.
Perfect.
Put a cover on there. That fits perfectly. It's all about perfect. Coming in perfect hot today. And then once your cheese is all melty, delicious, we go ahead and kill the heat, and we're ready to build. Then we take out a wide, shallow bowl, because we all know that makes things taste better.
I really don't mean to ruffle any feathers, but literally every single food you can imagine tastes better when you eat it out of a wide, yet shallow bowl. Argue with the wall.
Oh, I mean, I guess I could maybe possibly think about considering trying it sometime.
And we're gonna put in a base of our potatoes, and we'll give that some of our sauce. And then we'll top that with our cheesesteak and veggies. It's not pretty, but oh well. And then we'll give it a little bit more of our sauce, and we'll top it with some greens just to make it healthy. And boom. It's not pretty, but I bet it's delicious. And the macros are pretty good. We got a little bit of potatoes for starch. Are there carbs? Yeah, but I didn't say it's gonna be low carb. But potatoes were rated the most satiating food you can eat. So you get a little bit of starch there, then it's veggies, beef, cheese, boom. And there we have our healthy-ish or healthier cheesesteak bowl. And it's time for a bite. Cheers. It's freaking delicious. If you have a craving for a cheesesteak, this would definitely crush your craving. You got the melty cheese, the rich beef, you got the caramelized veggies, a little bit of that horseradish sauce, and you got the potatoes to kind of fill that starch void left by not having bread, but it's freaking delicious. Go ahead and try this because it's an awesome way to crush a cheesesteak craving. And the recipe we made makes way more than one serving, so you got some meal prep. And then you can do whatever, throw the rest on a salad, do whatever you want with it, but highly recommend. This is delicious. And hey, that's what I think, but let's see what Nash thinks. Hey bud, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I've been wondering, if olive oil comes from olives, what exactly is baby oil made from?
Well, check it out. We made these healthy-ish cheesesteak bowls that you wanted. And of course, we made a dog-friendly one just for you. Well, here you go. What do you think?
That's exactly what healthy-ish should taste like. I never once felt like I was settling.
Anything you want to say to your fans?
You don't have to change the world to make a difference. You just have to change someone's world.
Nash approves, I approve. This one's dope, go make it. Thank you so much for watching, really appreciate you all. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And if you want to see some more other crazy, delicious videos, either for the recipes or even just the entertainment, go check them out somewhere over here. And just remember, cook more, eat better, embrace the chaos. Until next time, be good and peace.